What's going on, everybody? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. Very important that you click the bell icon that says all, because I know a lot of people haven't been getting my notifications. Okay, that's something I'm not even gonna get into now. We do have to talk about this. Okay. And this is something that needs to be pointed out. What's up with it, Ted Cox? I see you in the building. What's up with it, True? I see you in the building, Queen. Make sure y'all hit the like, man. Coming in. Now, last night we ended up taking the L. I'm a little bit late on this, man. Got a lot of things going on, but nevertheless, man, I'm not gonna fail y'all. It's something that I do my best not to do. Okay. And um even with a lot on my plate, there's no excuses. I'm a no excuse type of individual. Okay, fighting a headache. Not not feeling 100%, but nevertheless, I'm still gonna push forward. Okay. Now, last night we ended up taking the L to the Heat. Okay, and this is what's gonna surprise you. My reaction really isn't all that bad. Okay, for a couple of reasons. Now, I know a lot of Philly fans, they're not too optimistic at this point in time. I'm I'm looking at things from a futuristic standpoint. Now, before I go in on James Harden and everything, let's talk about the game, okay? Now, the Heat, they ended up beating us 106-92, okay? Uh, and it was a combination of Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo that really just took the course of the game, as well as a collective group of defense. Now, uh, Tyler Hero, he had 25, and Bam Adebayo had 24 and 12. Jimmy Butler came with 15 and 9, 15 points and 9 rebounds, and PJ Tucker had 10 points and 7 rebounds, and Vincent had 10 points. Uh, on our end, it was Tobias Harris, Toby had 27, and Maxie had 19, and James Harden had 16, 5 and 9. Okay. Uh, one of the things that you could tell right away if you really looked at the game and you paid attention was that Miami came and they were automatically set up in a press. I mean, from jump start. That's how aggressive that they were. They came out in a press, okay, which really lets you know that a team um, means business, and they took advantage of that. Especially they took advantage of the mismatch in the interior, because we started off with um, with DeAndre Jordan initially, but DeAndre Jordan is no longer the guy that can do that sort of thing in terms of keeping up with the youth and the stamina of of a team like the Miami Heat, and on top of that, the athleticism. Okay, now the adjustment that Doc had made. in the first half. I'm just talking about the first half alone. The adjustment that Doc had made was extremely key because when he put Paul Reed in there, I felt like that helped us out a tremendous amount. People could say what they want to about Paul Reed, but Paul Reed was actually pretty decent. Okay, he was pretty decent, and it sped up the game, and ultimately we were leading at the half. We had the game. Even James Harden, he started to show a little bit of life in that first half. Okay, but but in the second half, that told the entire, pretty much the rest of the game. Okay, uh, Miami just took over after that, and you saw a clear a clear separation between both teams. Okay, um, everybody's expecting James Harden to be this savior, that he had the reputation for being when he was in H Town, and he's just not anymore. Okay, and also we need to get younger and more durable on our bench, especially on our bench. I've been saying that. I must stress again. Okay, I'm gonna stress again, and I'm gonna say it just like I said initially when I started and I made my prediction. I said our bench is gonna be a key factor. It's gonna be a key factor, and it's gonna play into the series. It's the bench and the defense as well as the youth and the athleticism. Oh, and Miami has younger players. I mean, older player. They have older players on their team. What's up with it, Robert Bruce? I see you in the building. They have older players on their team. It's not like some of those guys are spring chickens or anything. I mean, Jimmy Butler has been in the league for a while. PJ Tucker has been in the league for a while. Uh, a couple of those guys have have been on the team for quite some time. But they played collectively as a unit, and they were cohesive in that second half. Now let's talk about this for a second, okay? What I what I plan to talk about, and that is, the great Kobe Bryant. Okay, the great Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant elected not to, make sure y'all hit the light when y'all come in here. He elected not to go to clubs, not to party, not to, you know, be with all the foolishness when he initially had came into the league and stuff. Matter of fact, there were people that were criticizing him for doing that, for him being the workaholic that he was. They would say, Kobe, why don't you get some rest? Kobe, hey, take some time off. Uh, reporters would ask, hey, Kobe, what are you doing in the off season? And he would respond with, what else is there to do? And they said, well, what are you going to do in the off season? And then he would be like, well, what are you going to do to get better? And he would say, I'm going to work myself to pure exhaustion. Okay, I've talked about this time and time again. And I show this picture right here with James Harden and Kobe Bryant, and this is them in the off season at the Drew League. Now, I mean, it's okay to, play pickup ball, all day. you know, in terms of the off season all day and everything. But if you're not in there really diligently working on your craft, really diligently working on your conditioning, watching what you're putting into your body, and look, am I around James Harden 24/7, 360, 365 days a week? No. However, it tells a big story. It tells a big story. It tells a story as to you, and we're talking about throughout the stretch of the season, especially in the postseason. It tells a story of what you've been doing, what you've been putting into your body, how dedicated you are. And James Harden is not. He's not. He's incapable of doing that sort of thing, and he's always needed somebody to rely on. He's always going to be somebody to point the finger, uh, you know, not not take responsibility and accountability for himself, and he'll try to throw anybody he can under the bus, but he can't throw anybody under the bus in this instance because he played horrible. Now, Maxi, did he play his greatest game? No, but the difference between him and a guy like Maxi is Maxi is going to bring you energy, and he's doing everything necessary, especially on both ends of the floor. James Harden is not going to do that. I mean, we're talking about he we're expecting James Harden. We expect a lot more out of James Harden, being that you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be this guy that was come over here and save the franchise. They're comparing you to dudes like a Kobe and a Shaq, which is I just laughed at people on ESPN, especially Kendrick Perkins. You're just saying any little thing just to get people riled up. Well, 5 for 13 from with 38.5% shooting and 2 for 7 shooting 28.6 to go along with 5 turnovers is not going to get it done. Okay, it's not going to get it done. Y'all call this guy a phenomenal playmaker and everything. And even though he had the lowest minus total on there because Tyrese Maxey had a negative 25 as well as Tobias Harris, and he had 27 points. None of our guys were impactful with the exception of uh, Bassie, who barely played, Niang, and Milton. That was it. Collectively as a unit, everybody's gonna get it, and we got to play better, and we can't sit here and worry about, oh yeah, well, is Mask or Jay is Joel or MB gonna come back, all this other stuff. We're not looking at that. Robert Bruce, you said players think the offseason is the time to kick back and relax. It's just the opposite. That's when you work hard on your skills. Training camp is for honing your skills. Yeah, you mentioned that before. I remember you saying that, Robert Bruce. I remember you saying that before. Yeah, you're right though. I mean, you're supposed to. They're already expecting you when you come into training camp or when you come in. At least into like the beginning of the season. They're looking. Okay, well, hey, this guy he's added this to his arsenal. Hey, this guy's gotten better with his conditioning. Hey, this guy, man, he's bulked up a little bit. This guy, you could tell he's been in the weight room. Well, this guy, he's really he's worked on his defense. He's worked on his footwork. He's worked on his shot. James Harden doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. And it's like he's regression every single year. And now the media wants to go ahead and they want to put it out there. You said what the f are the Sixers doing starting DeAndre Jordan? Hey, that's who that's who Doc Rivers had chose to go with. Me myself personally, I would have liked him to have Reed out there. Of course, going a little small. That's why like this whole trade didn't even make sense to me. Everybody was like, shout out to my brother Jacob Jennings, but man, I was just like, this isn't gonna work. And we gave up our future and for Paul Millsap. And look, I don't want people to think that I don't like a guy like Paul Millsap, but I used to like Paul Millsap, back when he was with Utah and back when he was with Atlanta, you know, and to a certain extent with Denver, but Paul Millsap is not the same. He's clearly on the down slope of his career, and so is DeAndre Jordan. Robert Bruce, you said you should already be in great shape when you come to training camp. Yeah, exactly. It's just like with the job, they're expecting you to come into work ready to go. If you come into your job and you're helter skelter, if you come into your job and you're not focused, if you come into your job and you asking for this or you asking for that, and you're not well prepared, you're not prompt. Well, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna address that. And I'm addressing it right now. Listen, man, this series is over. Okay. And us having Joel Embiid is not gonna make anything that much better. Yeah, it might do it scoring wise, but that doesn't mean anything. And I'm gonna talk about that later as it pertains to Luca, later, because I'm gonna talk about both games. You said one thing I liked about MJ and Kobe is they stay ready. Harden gets ready. Yeah, exactly. It's better to stay ready so you won't have to get ready. That's the great mentality. Proper preparation. It prevents poor performance. And a lot of people don't really understand that. You see, Kobe, you might listen, for as inefficient as people say that he was, and for a shot jacker that people criticize him and say that he was, and all this other stuff. But one thing that you cannot deny is that Kobe did not give his full entire effort throughout the stretch of the game, throughout the stretch of the playoffs. I mean, you could probably name like maybe once or twice when you say, Kobe, yeah, he didn't really uh, give it his all, and it might have been because of sheer frustration. That happens sometimes, but 9 times out of 10, this guy was always out there, and it it had to do with him taking. It had to do with his approach, and that's why a guy like James Harden would never be on the level of a Kobe Bryant, of an MJ, of some of these other guys that are in the NBA 75. NBA 75, my ass. You shouldn't even, man, you shouldn't even be in there. Look, I don't want to hear about all this. Oh yeah, he's on the downslope, of his career and all this other stuff. What downslope? You ain't nothing but 33 years old. Chris Paul is out there still killing. He's shooting 100% from the field. He's shooting 100% from the field, right? Chris Paul at 36, 30, 37 years old, 19 years in the league, still playing the toughest. I would say the most draining from a mental standpoint, and also the position that holds a lot more, bears a lot more responsibility, and can be quite exhausting sometimes, because you're having to know everything, know where everybody's at, and also be the extension of the coach on the floor. When you're talking about the point guard position, But everybody just thinks it's just dribbling up and down and blah blah blah. Nah, it's not like that. And I'm talking about prototypical type point guard like a CP3. James Harden, man, it's disappointing. Now you're sitting there on the bench and you're giving people advice. If these young guys had common sense, they wouldn't really, it would go in one ear and out the other. It's like I'm not taking advice from a guy who in the off season is in strip clubs, and then you come in and then you want to be this ball dominant individual that can't seem to get over the hump in the off, in the postseason. You're a drama king. You want things your way. You want an organization to cater your needs. Well, you're not catering to the fans' needs. You're not catering to the organization's needs. You're not catering to no needs except your own. And the last time I checked, this was the time that you were actually supposed to become immortal, and you were supposed to step it up a notch. Like all that stuff that they used to say about Kawhi Leonard, he couldn't do this and he couldn't do that. The one thing that you couldn't say about Kawhi Leonard is that he took his game to another level when it was playoff time. Same thing with a guy like Rajon Rondo. He took his game to another level when it came to playoff time. So if we get a game, that's if we get a game, I'll say this: that would be a hell of a accomplishment, considering the fact that because like I've told people many times before, and I know some people were asking me with a laugh, "Oh, are you ready for Miami?" And y'all know the answer, and y'all know what's gonna happen. But we're gonna be as ready as we are gonna be. I know that. And this is the NBA. This is the thing about it is, look, this is the NBA. This is supposed to be, a grown man league, and you're supposed to step up when nobody's there. James Harden, he wanted it like this. Now, I have a feeling that this is what's going to take place. Okay, I have a strange feeling. He gonna look at Joel Embiid, who's who's playing hurt, who's going through injuries and stuff like that. Well, hell, he was complaining about Kevin Durant always being hurt. He was complaining about Kyrie Irving and his situation. So you don't think that that's what's going to happen here? Well, if James Harden is going to complain, I'm going to be like, well, you said that I thought you were the MVP, the one that you were begging for. I thought that you were, this best ISO scorer since the man on the screen right here. God rest his soul. That's what I thought. That's what the organization should be saying to him. Throw you a bag. Yeah, listen, this was supposed everybody was banking on the fact that y'all were supposed to go to the championship. And I said, barring injury, I was like, even if Joel Embiid is fully healthy, it's not gonna work out. This experiment is not gonna work out. And we need I got I got a lot of love for Tobias Harris, okay, and I defend him, and of course, Maxi and everything. But we need other guys that are gonna be able to step in. Hey, Korkmaz and Niang, hey, that's great. But that's not gonna get us done, and that's not gonna get us to where we truly need to go. We do need another solid big. We need another solid big, not DeAndre Jordan, not Paul Millsap, none of these older guys. We need somebody that's young and durable and is gonna withstand. Sort of like what JaVale McGee, how he comes in with the Phoenix Suns. Like the Phoenix Suns is the perfect blueprint right now. Even with the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're on pace right now to just go ahead and meet in the finals again. Now we'll have to see what Golden State has to say about that. So I'm just saying, man, this right here, Kobe Bryant, he was the complete opposite of what you see this man on the screen where he was doing. James Harden, he used to be humble. He used to be adamant about his game. It's not like that anymore. Hell, I would have look. I always talk about that you don't have to have a whole bunch of points to be impactful. Okay, I'd have been happy if you had you know let's say 13 points. You getting like you going after every single steal. You going after every single rebound, and you huffing and puffing not because you're out of gas or you're winded because of you being out of shape, but you huffing and puffing and you're gassed because you giving it your all on the defensive end. Okay, it's a complete difference, and the numbers while they tell some of the story, they don't tell all of the story. They don't tell all of the story all the time, man. Now, what's going to tell a lot of the story too is how inefficient you've been. I was expecting you. Everybody was expecting you to step up during this moment, but everybody also knew that those demons were going to come and haunt you again, and that's what took place. It never fails because we have figured out a long time ago that James Harden doesn't like the moment. He doesn't like the pressure. He does not like to be on the bigger stage. He's terrified of that, especially when the weight of his shoulders is on the back. Now he could probably pull this off in the regular season, and that you can't even say that either because he he played he didn't play all that well when he was with Brooklyn by himself. I mean, yeah, he might have got the points and he might have got a whole load of assists, but he was also getting a lot of turnovers. Blue Polo, I'm very disappointed. James Harden played like a broke bomb. Need to get him off the team immediate. Okay, well, Stephen Green, why can't you just say that I was right? Why can't you just say that I was right? You said James Harden played better when he fast plays basketball, but when he's set, he's a different player. Nah, man. Uh-uh. Nah, not at all. Not at all. What's up, Steven?
Man, what's up, Polo? Man, what's going on with you, man? I'm on a little break, but I'm very disappointed the way that my Sixers played. I knew it. It never fails. We can't count on Harden anymore, man. Get rid of him.
I
Maxie,
thought,
he's the guy.
oh no, don't come in here with that, Steven, because you were one of the ones that was trying to be optimistic.
Man, it took the hard way to find out, man. I mean,
I told, hey, Steven, look, man. I don't like in this instance. Most instances, I like to be like, yeah, I told you so. But really, I don't want to tell you that I told you so because you a Sixers fan and you like how I feel. I mean, you feeling like how I feel right now. Like, but I've been knowing it, Steven. This guy is who we thought he was.
yeah, yeah. I noticed from James Harden. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What I noticed from Harden, he played better when he's playing fast pace. But when he's set, he's not a good player being set. He's a good playing fast like Maxi. Maxi can play fast. He can play slow. But I can't count on this guy anymore, man. I can't count on him anymore. Get rid of him. But we do play better without Alabi. We play better without him. But Hardy, he hold us back, man. And we should have won that game when we had what 50 at halftime. We should have won
Yeah,
that
we
game.
were we were we were up 51-50, and we had fought back for the lead, and like I gave Harden somewhat of his credit. He started. He fought back a little bit, but I disagree with you in terms of him playing fast pace. Now, at one point in his career, he used to be able to do that, but when he plays fast pace, um, Stephen Green, then that's when he starts getting a whole bunch of turnovers. Like he had 5 turnovers yesterday, and then
Right,
when he starts rushing and all this other stuff, and even when in the half court, then you'll notice, okay, well, dang, he's going to be even more inefficient because he shot what 2 of 8 from three, and then he shot 5 of 13 from the field, man.
right, right. And game two is gonna be interesting, man. I can't wait to see game two. There's no excuses because Alabama is out. There's no excuses, man. No excuses. And I'm not giving my team no pass. We should have won that game for real.
I mean, we absolutely should have won that game. And look, I don't like to be like, oh yeah, well, like you said, we beat Miami without Harden. Did you know that, Steven?
Yeah,
We beat them without Embiid, and we beat them out with Harden. Now I know it was regular season, but it was a great test for us. Maxi has always done good against Miami. He's averaging like 22 points against them. So
yeah.
it's not like we can't. It's not like we can't do it or whatever. But listen, man, Doc Rivers starting off with DeAndre Jordan in the middle. I'm like, Doc, what you doing?
He should have started Reed. Reed was doing all right, but he didn't
Yeah,
get enough minutes.
yeah, Paul Reed, and they sleep on a guy like Paul Reed. They sleep on a guy, they were sleeping on Bassie. I think Bassie should get more playing time.
Yeah, Doc don't know how to he don't know how to neutralize time. He don't know how to neutralize talent, man.
Yeah, his rotation get more and more questionable each year. Now coming into this series, I thought that he was gonna be a little bit more smarter about what he was doing, but come on, man, DeAndre Jordan can't keep up with these guys anymore.
Nah, man. It's time for him to go, man. Get some new talent. Get that guy from North Carolina. Baycott. Get him.
Yeah, but he not going into the draft. Now Mark Williams is going from Duke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
Mark Williams.
hold on for a minute. I gotta go to the loading dock.
Say that one more time, Steve.
What'd you say?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah, I gotta go to the loading dock right quick. I'm coming back.
Okay. Yeah, guys, but we need a center. We need a center that would be able to back up a guy like Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid is getting injury after injury in his young career, man. You know, Joel Embiid hadn't even been in the league 10 years yet. You know, and he's got a. I mean, he don't have as much as AD, but I mean, every time we turn around, you're coming into the playoffs and you hurt. Now, I would be hypocritical of talking about this because do I want him to give it his all? Absolutely, and I know a lot of other people want Joel Embiid to give it his all too. You know, in terms of okay, you know, he's gonna play through injuries or him being a little bit hobbled and everything. But at the same token, man, we're looking for Joel Embiid. We want 100% Joel Embiid with no problems. We want 100% each and every one of these players with no problem. So I'm not taking anything away from anybody else either. I want everybody to be at their best, but it's just gonna be more and more piled up excuses each and every year. Oh yeah, well last year, man, Joel Embiid, man, he had a torn meniscus, so we wasn't able to do that good. Oh well, man, and the year before that, oh man, well man, he was hurt, so we didn't even have no shot at the playoffs and all this other stuff. Oh well, man, this was hurting and that was hurting. Yeah, man, I'm tired of all that. I'm tired of all that. You're supposed to be this MVP. Jokic didn't make any excuses. I'm pretty sure Jokic had some stuff that was going on. Jokic had got hit and he was bleeding or whatever, but he ain't made no excuses. And I'm not saying Joel Embiid is fully making excuses or anything like that, but I'm talking about the people that are making excuses for this guy. I give Joel Embiid his props, but I want him to be 100% as much as he can.
I'm back. I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Steven.
Yeah, okay, I'm back, man.
It's all
Game
good.
two. Game two. Ain't no ifs, ands, or but. We gotta win it. We gotta win it
Yeah, we
because
gotta win it.
you know, Harden's not playing. Not Harden. LB ain't playing, so you should start Reed in the middle. We'll have a better chance if we start him in the middle.
Yeah, we will because we'll be able to match their intensity. See, the thing I notice is that when Maxi is by himself and he has more control, and a lot of people don't realize this though, and you'll see Maxi makes his team much. He makes the team much better.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, like he makes the team that much better because people can play with Maxi. Maxi is not a ball dominant type of guy. It's like if he sees you open, he gonna get it to you. If he sees you up the floor, he gonna get it to you. If he's open, guess what? Nine
Right.
times out of 10, he gonna pull up for the jumper, or he gonna take it to the rack and try to dunk on you.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something about Harden. Why do he's good in the beginning, but during the game he choked? I don't get that.
That's hey, Steven, that's what I've been trying to tell everybody, man. Listen, man. I think it was you, the brother Jacob Jennings. I think wait what all y'all was like, yeah, man. Look, we might go to the championship, man. They a great duo and all this. Man, I said, look, if Embiid goes down, are you gonna be able to depend on him? And what James Harden gonna be the type be like, because he did it with KD. He was like, yeah, well, man, he's hurt and all the time, and Kyrie he always gone. He gonna stop finger pointing, man.
Yeah, you see? Did you see the like every time James Harden go to the other court, he's always talking to the referee about a foul every time, man.
Yeah, that's what man. Look, these refs ain't trying to listen to you. These
No,
these listen, these refs know that you always trying to sell the foul and stuff. And to be honest with you, they getting tired of all of that. They want the game to keep going. Do you see all these? Do you see the Memphises and all this? Well, Memphis, Memphis and Golden State, they had a little bit of crying and complaining there, but I mean, for the most part, you saw the game going back and forth. Did you see Phoenix going? Nah, they was playing back and forth, Phoenix and Dallas or whatever.
oh yeah, I saw that. Those games was good, especially
Yeah,
the.
I'm gonna talk about Luca in another video, man.
Oh,
Yeah, hey, trust me, I haven't forgot about that. Yes, he they gonna get the smoke.
yeah.
Trust
That John Woo man, he ain't nothing but the truth.
who's that?
Uh, Ja Ja Morant, he ain't nothing but the truth, man.
Oh,
But
you calling him the truth?
yeah, the only thing he needs to work on, he got to pass the ball to his team more. If he would have kicked it out at the last minute, they would have had a better shot at winning the game. But he wanted the ball and call himself Mr. Hero.
But nah, man. Look, I'm not gonna go that far. I gotta disagree with you, Steven. Listen, check this out. He averages. I mean, this guy, man, is a playmaker, man. And there's been times when Bane has been the leading scorer, and Ja has had 10 assists. So, but I will give you this though. That shot could have been a better shot. It could, like you said, he could have kicked that out or whatever. Now I was disappointed, and I was actually quite surprised that he took the shot like that. But that's the route that he said that he wanted to go and everything. But nah, Ja is very unselfish.
Okay.
I
So who
mean,
you-
at
who
least
you-
at least from what I've seen.
so
If
who
you
who
if
you
you
taking
go
from?
if you go look at Ja and you really watch his game and stuff, he's really a pass first type of guy. Because he's a point guard. Now he does have the ability to score, but he ain't no like put your head down and just dribble right into the rack and all this other stuff. Nah, I have respect for Ja in that regard, because sometimes he'll have like 16 points and like 10 assists.
Right. Well, they they're a young up and coming team. They can be like a team of the future, man. They're gonna be having a lot of rings in a couple of years.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, he's not that far from it. They remind me of the young Golden State Warriors.
Who, the Memphis Grizzlies?
Yeah,
Right. Man, that's a big title. Cause yeah, because they're solid defensively. Now now check this out, Steven. You said that Ja Morant needs to pass the ball a little bit more.
right.
Listen, Ja Morant damn near had a triple double. He had 34 points and he had 10 assists. You know that?
I can you hear me?
Just a little bit, man. You kind of
I'm
falling
on the
out and
uh,
breaking up a little bit.
I'm on the forklift right now. Let me call you back later.
What's up with it, Low? What's up with it, Low? I see you in the building. Oh, you got to go, Steven?
I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, bro. What's up with it, Matt? I see you in the building. Yeah, I know. James Harden. I know he did it all. But the thing about it is the point is, Matt, that I'm trying to make is that Kobe was focused on he was focused on his craft. Not he wasn't focused on the leisures of life. Did Kobe have fun like everybody else? Yeah, he probably did. But he didn't let it affect him, and he didn't let it knock off his focus like James Harden does. And you see it in his game. A lot of people are saying James Harden, man, needs to even question if he wants to play basketball again. It's like, man, do you have a desire for winning? Does it even affect you that because when you came over here, they were comparing you to Kobe and comparing you to you and him to Shaq. What's up with it, think tank? I see you in the building. They were comparing you to these guys. Best ISO scorer and all this other stuff, man. Like, that's why I never get in the prisoner of the moment for these type of guys. And Lou was on point this morning when he was talking about Luca. You know, I'm gonna talk about Luca later. And I know they often say that one game doesn't define you, but it's been multiple games, a lot of games that we could judge James Harden by. Not just one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. And see the thing with Kobe, see, one thing that I looked at too when it came to Giannis the other day is even though Giannis was shooting as efficient as he was, he still was able to be that shining star on the court just for the impact that he was doing in other categories. Yeah, Sons and Five. I'm gonna talk about that later, Tank. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna talk about that. But Giannis is able to, like, if we just sit here and we focus on scoring, hey, that's what they're gonna want you to do. They're okay, I'll stay on Luka for just a second. They they they'll live with Luka putting up a whole bunch of points and all this other stuff. But guess what? That's not making your team any better. You're taking away from your team more than helping them, and that's what's going to separate them. That's why I keep telling people that ball has got to move. You see, with Phoenix, that ball moves. With Miami, that ball moves. The ball moves, and them guys are running, plain and simple. Giannis got heart in that mama bitch mentality. Even after winning, he wants more. Exactly, exactly. He wants more. He hasn't gotten lazy. He's playing like as if he's still a rookie. Like I'm saying, like he's still hungry. Cause when you're a rookie, man, you're eager to pull, to prove yourself. You're hungry, man. You want to take somebody's name. You want to knock whoever's at the top off the throne. And that's what Giannis is playing for. And that's how he's playing. He might got a lot of things that he got to deal with. And see that's another thing. See, when Shaq had went out and he couldn't play with Shaq for X amount of games and all this other stuff, Kobe would be like, hey, no problem, I got it, because he wanted that type. He wanted that smoke. He wanted that type of pressure on him. He felt like he could do it. James Harden, he don't want it. He might have acted like he wanted it when he was in Houston and everything, but he would run into all these problems and stuff, and then guess what? He would fold. Now, I'm gonna say this too. Now he did somewhat try to push it when he was in the second half. Yeah, 40-point game streak. But see, and Matt, that's great. But what about the other things that Kobe did when he wasn't shooting that well? What about the things that he did besides the point? I don't think people understand that. Like, Matt, I try to say, yeah, Kobe is phenomenal scoring wise, but I like the other things that he was just as impactful for in terms of the intangibles. And that's why, like, a guy like James Harden, he won't do that. He was too focused on. He probably focusing on, okay, which stripper he gonna see after the game. He focusing, on what's gonna be for dinner after the game. He focusing on stuff like that when you really need to be focusing on, okay, like, even if you got to not bump heads to the point like where, okay, you're being problematic, but you want to bump heads in a good way to come together and say, hey, Doc, maybe we should run this, or maybe we should run that, or something like that. To try to make things a little bit better. That's what a leader does. Sometimes a leader is gonna be, you know, combative for good reason though. Kobe used to do it with Phil. Mike did it with Phil. Draymond has done it with Steve Kerr. Isaiah Thomas has done it with Chuck Daly. AI was combative. for good reason with Larry Brown. But they still be coachable. It's just sometimes you're gonna see things different. But besides that, man, we'll see how this series plays out. Do I see us getting more than one game? No, I don't. And I hate the fact that we're on the verge of getting swept, man. I'll be happy. I'll be ecstatic if we get 2 games. But if we don't, I won't be surprised, man. But y'all let me know what you think. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. I'm gonna get at y'all later.